The fork hit the china before the words did. A clean, bright sound. Everyone froze. I smiled, because smiles confuse people when they expect tears. My sister had practiced her line. She delivered it like a toast. The room answered with applause. Gratitude disguised as greed. The house, the one I paid the taxes on for 7 years, was now her reward. I tasted sage and betrayal. "Dad," I said, calm as a prayer, "should I tell them, or will you?" His hand shook. He stared at his plate like it might swallow him. My sister laughed, high and sharp, until she realized no one else was laughing. This wasn't impulse. This was timing. We were raised to believe family meant safety. That was the lie that made the truth hurt. When Mom got sick, I moved back. I paid for the ramp, the nurse, the late-night meds. I signed checks without asking questions. My sister sent flowers with cards signed "Love, always." She visited twice a year and stayed long enough to take pictures. Trust is built on repetition. Betrayal is built on silence. I noticed it first in the paperwork. Utility bills stopped coming to me. A new accountant's name appeared on a statement I didn't recognize. Then the neighbor mentioned a surveyor. Casual, innocent. I didn't confront anyone. I started listening. I found the deed change draft in Dad's desk, tucked under old warranties. A life estate with remainder to my sister. No compensation, no notice. My name erased with a pen stroke. I photographed it, slid it back, and made dinner. I didn't cry. Crying leaks energy. I converted mine. I met with a lawyer 2 days later. Quiet office, clean desk. I asked questions like a person who already knows the answers. I brought receipts, bank transfers, care invoices, property tax payments. I had them dated, labeled, indexed. The lawyer didn't smile. That's how I knew I was right. Then I spoke to the accountant, the old one, the one who left because things felt off. He talked when I asked about cash withdrawals during Mom's hospital stays. He talked when I asked about signatures that weren't Dad's. He talked when I mentioned the word undue influence. I never accused my sister. I let the evidence do that. I changed my posture. I stopped reminding them of what I'd done. I played the role they wrote for me, the quiet one, the reliable one, the expendable one. I paid nothing extra. I documented everything. I let them feel safe. Thanksgiving was my stage, because holidays sharpen lies. Everyone was there. Aunts, cousins, the neighbor who saw the surveyor, the accountant invited by my sister as a flex. I helped carve the turkey. I poured wine. I waited. She stood. She announced. She took her victory lap. And then I asked my question. Dad's fork dropped. I continued, still smiling, because if you'd like, I can explain why the deed you signed last month is void, or why the power of attorney you used expired when Mom died, or why the funds used to renovate the guest room were transferred from an account you don't legally control. The room went silent, not the polite kind, the kind that listens. My sister screamed my name like it was an accusation. "You're lying," she said. "You're jealous." I turned to the accountant. "Would you like to explain the withdrawals?" He didn't meet my eyes. I turned to the neighbor. "You saw the surveyor, right?" She nodded before she realized she shouldn't. I turned to Dad. "Or," I said gently, "you can tell them why you asked me to pay the taxes while you planned to give the house away." He didn't answer. He didn't have to. His face did it for him. My sister unraveled fast. Anger first, then fear, then the bargaining. She said words like family and misunderstanding and "we can fix this." I let her talk. People confess when they think they're persuading. I slid the folder onto the table. Copies, not originals. I'm not reckless. "I filed for reimbursement," I said, "and a constructive trust. The court will decide who paid for what and why." She lunged for the papers. I pulled them back. "This is the part you missed," I said. "I don't want the house. I want the truth attached to it." The fallout was clinical. The deed was challenged. The power of attorney collapsed. The accountant resigned. Dad stopped speaking to me, which was a relief. My sister called, cried, threatened, pleaded. I didn't answer. Silence is a verdict. Weeks later, the judge ruled. Reimbursement granted. Liens placed. The house stayed where it was, but the story changed. Permanently. Every room now echoed with what it cost. I didn't win by taking. I won by revealing. Tonight, I sit alone, not bitter, clean, light. I think about the sound of the fork, how small it was, how loud it felt. I think about the way my sister screamed when her certainty cracked. Justice doesn't need volume, it needs patience. I didn't raise my voice, I raised the truth.